Hey guys, I am super stoked to introduce Dashmode to you guys. This is one place where you can manage your tasks, your bugs, your clients, and do it in a way that's efficient and actually gets out of the way. The whole point of software is to enhance your work, to accelerate what you're doing. Software in of itself cannot create value. It's just a value enhancer. So we want to create a tool that actually allows you to get work done and to hopefully have fun in the process. So I'm going to introduce this to you guys as our first beta testers, beta users, if you will. I would say pre-beta. You guys are all private invites. So I'm giving you kind of a back-end look to introduce and show to you all the new things that we've been working on for the last 3 years. And it's really about how do we make work fun again. And so I'm going to give you guys a product tour of what we're doing and what we've been doing at the Dashmode world, if you will. So when you log in, the first thing that you're going to see up here is you're going to see an inbox, and there's really, your tasks are broken down into two kind of main categories. You have your inbox and you have your tasks. Now, your inbox is really where the power comes in, because what happens is you may have 100 open tasks up here, and my cursor's not really showing, so we'll go over here. Right there, tasks, inbox. You may have 100 open tasks, and to see what's changed in those tasks could be a nightmare. You don't want to go through 100 tasks and see who's commented on what's changed, what's completed, what's got rejected, all those things. So the inbox is really the core power of the engine to really reduce distraction and allow you to stay focused. So your inbox allows you to see anything that's changed if you're part of that task. So if you are the assigner, or the reporter rather, or you're the assignee, and the status on that task changes, maybe it goes to open or closed or it goes to testing, whatever that status is, and you actually determine those statuses. It starts out with just open and closed, but if you want to develop an entire pipeline, you can do that. And every time that status changes, it's going to show up in your inbox, so you know something's changed. Or if someone made a comment on that task, it's going to show up in your inbox. Or if you're not part of that task, but someone else tags you with an @mention sign, then it will also show up in your inbox. And then what's really cool here is you can group your inbox by date, client, status, or owner. And so this, you can see right here, I have, here's one client, and then there are 9 tasks there. Now it stores your views as well. Let's say I never want to see the Alms Bios tasks all expanded, because there's always a ton. Well, it'll remember anything I do. It's always going to remember my last settings so that I don't have to go back and reconfigure those. But you can see I have a bunch of things that have changed here for the demo, and they're all grouped by client. Now if I wanted to, I could group them by date, and then it shows I have 6 that are overdue, I have 10 that are due this week, everything is due this week. I don't have anything past this week. But my personal favorite for how I work is by client, but it's per person. Some people have it by status, and statuses are things that you guys set up when you configure Dashmode the first time. So for us, we have a status called requested, and then once it's started, it goes to in process. Once that's done, we push our work to staging, and then the reporter should test on staging, then it gets pushed to live, then test on live, and complete. Now, I don't have push to live on here because I have no tasks that are in that, so it's not even showing me that status. But if it did, it would show up there. So anyways, the inbox. Going back to that, I'm going to go back to client. That's how I like to view my work. I like to batch things in clients. And anything that's changed on a task, I will actually get to see by these magical blue lines that are not on that task, because I've already seen that task. There we go. Here's a blue line. So you can see that there's, I'm in the way. Okay, so this blue line here shows me everything that from this line and below, oh, we're on screen. This line and below says it's new, so that if this was a really long task, I don't need to go up and read everything that's happened because I've already digested that. I just need to see what's changed. So this helps me, again, to be efficient and productive, because I can see right where I last left off. And if I can find a longer task, this might be more valuable. But here's an example. These 2 threaded comments have changed here, and the status was changed. So I get to see what's changed, and it automatically scrolls me down to right where the newest updates are, so I don't have to scroll through all this and read everything. So the inbox becomes really powerful as soon as I comment on this task, or I change a status, or I just close it out here in my inbox, it removes from my inbox. Any of those things will automatically remove it from my inbox. Now, the next thing here is everything in our tasks is visual based. So the whole point is to make your lives easier, right? They say that a picture is worth 1,000 words. And so we have tasking that's marked up. So you come up there, you press add task, and then we can upload an image. You can copy an image, you can upload an image, you can do whatever. I actually don't even know what's on my computer here. Let's see if I can find a sweet image. We'll just go with the Never Settle logo. So when I'm in here, I'm going to mark it up. And I'm going to do this by just dragging and dropping. And then I can make a comment here. And I make a new comment. And basically you get the idea. I'm giving very specific feedback, and me and the taskee are looking at the same thing. And then if I make a mistake, I can move this around, put it wherever I want. I name the task, select the project. I'm going to assign it to myself for this. If I want to put the URL in there, I can. Assign a due date. I can actually make it recurring, daily, monthly, however I want. If this is a recurring task. And if I want to put a time estimate in there, I can. Now, once I'm done, I'll press Create Task, and that now has created a visual-based task that who I assigned it to can see that. Now, the search is also super powerful, so I can come in here and I can type in a bug number, for instance, and it automatically recognizes that that's a bug. Or I can type in a client, and I can type in Dashmode as the client, bugs. I can go straight to a person if I want. I could say, and I'll actually do this. So we'll start with the client, Dashmode. Let's layer that search. Let's say I only want to see things from the project bugs, and then I only want to see things that are assigned to Ken. And the search is very smart. So anything that you can search by client, person, status, owner, project, and it automatically pre-populates those things. And then for anything that's visual based, I get a preview here of what that image is that was marked up. And then in the actual task, I can come over here and I can expand this and I can see what's going on. And I have two options. I can either start a threaded conversation here, and imagine that I wasn't assigning a task to myself, and I can submit that, or I can start a threaded conversation here, and I can continue to elaborate on this. But what happens is, instead of having this massive thread of comments that are talking about 10 different things, you have these subtasks within a task, and all of those are threaded comments. You can kind of keep communication together so that whatever we're talking about here on one, we continue to maintain and talk about. So this conversation can go on as long as we want. You have normal markup, all the goodies there. But the other thing I can do is I can link to any task. So if I wanted to, in another task, so this task is 4006, and then I also have subtask 1. And if I wanted to, I could start a new thread here, and I could say, you know, so-and-so, you need to do A, B, and C. And then if I want to get really specific and I'm trying to link to from another task, I could say, I want to link to 4006, subtask 1, bullet point B. And so how I'd do that is I would be in, let's say, another task here, and I make my comment, blah, blah, blah. I want to tag someone, get Andrew in here, and I want to say check out bug number 4006, subtask 1, comment B in that task. And when I submit that, there is now a direct link to this, and if he clicks on that, it's going to automatically open that specific task and go to that specific place, so that I know exactly where. And you see it's already open here on this section, so I can see exactly what's going on. So it creates, again, just removes all the distraction, allows us to have great threaded conversations. I will leave enough of that. If I forget to mark something up, I can come up here and I can add a new subtask, and I can mark a new thing up, make a new comment, and save it, and I am off to the races. I can copy this task link, so if I want to share it with anybody, just click that and it's copied, change the project, do all that great stuff, mark something as a roadblock so it'll show up as a roadblock in my list if I have one. So that's a lot on task management. The other thing that happens typically is when you're running through a bunch of tasks, you're taking notes, and you have one application open over here and then another application open over here where you're doing your project management. So we've just built notes right into it, which is tiny feature, but really nice and simple. So I have my notes here. It's in that bottom right, and just get rid of me for a second. And so as I'm going through things, I can start making my notes, and then when I'm done with these notes, I can export them, email them, or download them. And then if I close this out, anytime I come back, those same notes are there until I clear them out. So that's notes there. Tagging, I mentioned you can comment anybody. That'll automatically get it to show up in their inbox, or you can highlight another comment, as I said. And you don't have to go as deep as a subtask if you want to just do a comment, but those are all there. And then YouTube videos, anything like that is also going to automatically show up embedded inside the task. So if I wanted to put a YouTube or Vimeo, whatever that is, in here, it'll automatically download that. Okay, let's talk task priority. So if you've worked in any project management system for more than 2 minutes, you understand that priorities suck and they always get out of order. So you could say this task is due on this date, or you could say this task is priority high, medium, low. You could say P0, P1, P2, P3, but everyone knows after about a week, one of those misses the deadline, one of those misses the priority. And what happens when it misses the priority is it becomes a waterfall and everything gets out of prioritization, because now one date was missed, so now everything becomes overdue, or everything becomes a P0, or everything becomes an urgent task, and all of a sudden what started out as a prioritization system no longer works and is basically pointless. And so we do have due dates in Dashmode, but that's really should be only used for things that have like a deadline, like publish this thing on this deadline, or issue this invoice on the first of the month. But if it's not actually tied to a calendar date, we recommend getting rid of anything to do with priorities and just use drag and drop. So just top down, so you can do it from a client view and say, for these clients, they have these 30 tasks. This is the most important one. We're going to work on this one first, and then the next one, the next one, the next one. You can do that at a user view. And this is probably one of my most favorite features because it's really keeps things simple. It's just we're always working top down, and you can drag and drop in any screen that you want. So this is an example. I could say I want this task to be the highest priority. So whoever's working on Dashmode, these are my tasks, but this should be the top priority. I can also drag things between clients if I need to change it, or between projects. If I'm grouping things by status instead of changing the status in the task itself, for instance, so you can do that up here by changing the status, or you can do it here by changing the status. I can drag it into something, and then that actually changes the status as well. And so again, my probably favorite use case in this is finding someone as a project manager who's managing people, finding someone that has some tasks. So let's say Nick here, and something's happened. A client needs something that's urgent, and so I need to change his priority. And without sending him an email or having to do all this extra communication, I just come in here and I say, okay, this actually is the highest priority. I'm going to drag this to the top of his list, and when I do, next time he goes in there, he's working top down. He knows work top down. He sees the priority shifted. With our clients can create their own tasks and send them to you as well. They get a view of their tasks, and at any point they want to reorder those, they can. So they say, actually, this is our newest priority. So it keeps us in alignment of what our clients' priorities are, and then it keeps the team in alignment on what their project manager or leadership's priorities are. And again, you don't have to worry about due dates being missed and then everything becoming due or overdue, or everything becoming a P0, or everything becoming urgent. Because it's always just top down, and then it creates this efficiency to work through the list. So that's probably one of my favorite features, in that from a team management standpoint really creates some incredible efficiencies. The next thing that's probably really powerful for most people is the idea of standardizing what your workflow. And so we have something called task templates. And basically with task templates, you can create a series of tasks that are in a template that you can do things with. So we build a lot of WordPress websites, for instance. So we have these templates, which are these bigger groups, and we'll say a WordPress regular site. I can either click just one task in the template, or I can click the entire template group. And when I do that, those 4 tasks that are part of that group are automatically there, and I can say I want to assign all of these to this project, to this person. They all have this due date and they don't repeat. and I press submit, and it automatically creates those tasks for me. I can also manage my task templates down here. Let's add, and I come to the task management place, and this is where I can create new groups. So, I have a test group. I have a bunch of groups here. So these are the different groups. One of the beautiful things about this is, let's say that this particular task template was part of multiple groups. I actually don't have to duplicate that. I create it one time, and then here I can assign it to as many task template groups as I want. And that way, when I update it in one place, so there's a centralized documentation, when I update it in one place, it shows up in all those templates updated. And every time someone uses that from one of those templates, they automatically get the latest version. And so that's task templates. I won't elaborate too far on that and get out of there for now. And I'm going to go back to my inbox. I'm going to show a couple other things. So the other thing is like really customized view. People have different learning styles. And so one of the other things we do is, how do you group things? I was showing you that up here. But also visually, once you're in your task area, we have different visual guides up here in the top right. And so I like it stacked vertically, so I get I can see what's going on over here, and then I can see the task details over there. But some people more like a Kanban view, and so now I get to see, I'm grouped around by status. I can see all the tasks that are in by status, and I have kind of my normal Kanban view. And the other thing is you have different views. Some people just like things really nice and tight, so you can make it small, medium, or large. And large, you get the preview of any images that are associated with those tasks, so you can visually see what's going on. You also see this little blue line here. That's the same thing as my inbox. That's telling me if I'm ever in my tasks. So up here is, I'm looking at all tasks that are assigned to me. This blue line is showing me that something's changed in that task that I have not seen yet, which is the same thing as showing up in my inbox. Now, if I remove it from my inbox, that blue line goes away. If I take care of it here, that blue line goes away. So I can comment on this. I'll open this. I'm going to try to open this. Too many screens going at once. My computer's freaking out on me. And then you'll see again, it scrolls me down here and shows me exactly what's changed in this task. Once I leave that blue line's gone. I've already read it. I've taken care of business. I know what's going on. So I'm going to go back to my view, but again, these views will be stored, and they remember what you prefer. The other thing you can do is you can save searches. So if there's something that you do a lot, so for me, I want to see all things that are assigned to me, part of project bugs, and that are open. I can click that, and I can save as many searches as I want here just by, let's say also I want to search the word text as part of the search. If I click this checkbox, it'll save that search, and now when I go into my saved searches, I have multiple. I can remove this if I want. And so you have saved searches too, so you can easily get to things you do, common things you do. And then here is a history. So if I was just in something and I don't know where I last was at, and I'm clicking on this icon here, just hovering over it actually, this is going to show me the last 5 tasks I was in. So now I can easily get there if I don't have to go back and search something, because you're bouncing back and forth. It's really easy, one click to go get where you're going. The next thing that's really nice is, let's clear this search, and if we're not searching from a taxonomy, so we're not searching a client or a bug number or whatever, we're just searching actual text. I'm going to search Ruby on Rails, and this is going to show me visually where this shows up in the comment, and you can see all over the screen here, it highlights it, where that is at. And if there was more than one task that said that phrase, it would do it. So basically you get it, that the search is very smart and intuitive, and again, this is all about making your life easier. The other thing you'll see here is here's a place where I tagged another person, and it's gray now. And if it wasn't gray, then I would know that he still hasn't read it. But as soon as he's taken action on it, cleared it from his inbox, it moves from blue to gray. And so I also have a visual indicator like, oh, Andrew's seen the latest thing going on here. Here you can see this is the image on the left is the assignee, the image on the right, or the image on the left is the reporter, the image on the right is the assignee. What else do I want to show you guys without taking up too much of your time? The last things I think I want to show you are the your main page. So your dashboard, when you come in here, it's going to show you all the different statuses that you have and what's changed in those statuses. So for us, we have 6 statuses, as I mentioned. You may just have an open and closed, but it'll show me how many of these have changed in the last 30 days, and I can change this time frame here. And then we have user level roles, so we pull in a ton of data from Harvest, which is a time tracking software. And if you want to pull that in, you can map that to all your projects, and you can pull in profitability, margin, budget used, time, all those things. And then we'll show you those that data on your dashboard based on the time range that you select. Now we also have permissions, so you can say only managers and above get to see profitability and budgeting, or you can say everybody gets to see it or nobody, but you set the tone. But this is typically where I start my days, on the dashboard, and I come in here and I see all, what's changed for me, where we're sitting as a company, and then here I have a list of all of our clients, and you'll see the open number of tasks that each one of those has. This is the client color and details with them, and I can also see the team. I can see how many open tasks each person has. So you see here Nate's got 27, which is quite a bit more than Oleg. These graphs are still being developed, but they're going to show velocity over time. So over the time period that you set here, they're going to show how many tasks are open or closed. So if you see a graph heading down, you know that you're really catching up on work. If it's heading up, you know you're getting behind, and vice versa for your team. If you click on either one of these, it automatically opens your task section, filter to that view. So all tasks for this client or all tasks for this user. Down here, we have all of our projects that you're part of, my projects versus all projects. We can show the budget used versus the percentage of tasks complete, so you can see what's on track or ahead of track or behind track. And then if a project has milestones associated with it, you'll see those milestones here. Now for anyone that runs an agency or things for WordPress-based websites, you can actually add a WordPress plugin, and all this data for that one client will actually show up on their dashboard, and they can see progress. They can create tasks, assign them to you, they show up on your dashboard. Really cool two-way feature. If we're missing a milestone, I just click here, I add a new milestone. As soon as one's checked, I just come in here, I click it, and it's marked complete. That marks complete on theirs. But again, I can start my day and say, where are we at? And this is a great example, right? So this one is way over budget, but it's 100% complete. As soon as I archive that project, it comes out of here. I don't get to see it. So that's kind of the main homepage for dashboard. The next thing is, and the last thing here, is really just another view of all clients everywhere. And this has a lot of powerful features. So if I want to see, I want to search a particular service. So one of the services that we do is SEO. And if I start typing that and say, show me everything that says SEO or a service that's tied to SEO, and now I can see all my clients that are SEO clients, and I can see where they're at. I could break it down even further if I want to say, and do hosting. So our clients that have SEO and do hosting, there are 5 clients here that do that. If I want to see, how many projects they have, so these 4 of the 5 here have one project with us. That's not a great example, but I can click. Let's see. I'll open one of these up so you can see it. And here I can see at a project level, if there was more than one project, they would all stack up here. So Dash would be a better project to show where. So we'll search on the client dashboard. I have our Dash mode. Here's the team that's associated with it, and here's all the open projects and where they're at. So I can see those, and if I want to get really detailed, I can come down here and add milestones. Those are the same milestones you saw on the other screen, but I can look at an individual project level here, or I can see the summation of all of it here. So we're 82% complete in all projects. You'd see this one's 90, what is that, 95, and then this one's the V2 new ideas, 39%. So that is the last thing. You see this little thing here. You can add ideas. We want to hear from you. So that's one of the things. We have the ability to vote up and down ideas at any point. So we want to hear your feedback. We want to build this for you. We've been testing it for over a year. It's changed the way that we do business and do tasks. I know that I have forgotten a few things, but hopefully it's intuitive enough that you will find great pleasure in it, and it will make you much more productive in the work that you guys are doing every day. So thanks so much for hanging with me on this pre-beta, beta video, whatever you want to call it, and we're excited to hear how it's working for you guys. Thanks so much. Peace.